I'd pop on because I haven't done a weekend vlog, I haven't done a weekly vlog this week, so I thought I'd just do a little bit of a catch up today. My hair looks wet as I've washed it. I actually haven't, but I have got a leave-in conditioner on there. It's the one that I got from, not my last Avon haul, but I think it was the one before that. It's really, really good. And obviously, because at the moment my arm's in this and everything, I find it so hard to wash my hair over the kitchen sink, but you know, needs must. Anyway, Chris has gone off to watch my grandson Max play football. He's taken my son Luke over, and two of my other boys have also gone. They actually went to pick him up actually to take him to football, because it's Max's dad, my son Nathan. It's their wedding anniversary today, so they're like having a day to themselves. So yeah, went all the way around the world to tell you that, didn't I? So yeah, they're out for a few hours. So I've had my makeshift shower. As you know, I can't shower properly. I can't get any of this wet. So it's just a, like, you know, from the waist down shower, yes, shall we say. Everywhere else is sort of baby wiped and deodorized. So I've done that. I was going to try and wash my hair, but I thought I'll leave that until Chris is back. But yeah, today I'm just going to literally just leave this leave-in conditioner on and yeah, just see what it's like. So I've got to clean my teeth, and then I'm going to do a little bit tidying up upstairs, go down. I haven't even been downstairs yet. Chris brought me breakfast in bed and a coffee. That was nice. So yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of a tidy up here and go down, and I'll catch up with you in a minute for a chit chat. Yeah. Here's your bed. Here's your bed. Come on then. Come on then. Go on then. Come down. Oh, that's how slowly I have to go down, guys. Oscar, hello. Oh, you come to see where your mama is. Have you come to see where your mama is? Oh, here's my happy babies. Hi, Ted. Go on then, look it down. Come on then, guys. Come on then, go on then. Go on. That's it. My little happy babies. Have you all been good down here? Yay! Have you been good in it? Yeah? Mummy got to light the candles. Coffee time. I suspect a lot of people think I'm absolutely bonkers calling my dogs kids, because obviously they're dogs. I know they're dogs. But in my little heart, they're like my little children. As I've had 6 children of my own, I'm so used to saying, come on kids, I know they're all grown up. Yeah, I know, they're not children, but they're still my kids. And I've just been used to it. And then when I say to the dogs, come on kids, like that, my eldest one, Nathan, he's like, mother, just like that, mother, you do actually realise they're not your children, don't you? I'm like, they are. They're my fur children. Right, get the water in this thing. That's it. Finally get the kettle on and make my coffee. oh boy, is it humid today. It's horrible. It's been raining this morning. That stopped, but it's just like the humidity is awful. You shower, you get dressed, you feel like you need another shower straight away. Honestly, it's awful. Well, you probably know what it's like anyway, guys, don't you? If you're living in the UK, you know it's actually what I mean. If you don't live in the UK and you live where you get a lot of humidity, yeah, you know what I mean. It's just, obviously I've said it before, we don't have aircon in our houses in the UK, as a general rule. Right, coffee's on. I've got my coffee here. I've also got a banana because I need to snack on something before I take any more tablets in a minute. Yeah, I thought I'd just come on just for like a little bit of a catch up, really. So it's now been 6 weeks since I fell and did this. If you've only just come across my channel, I actually fell, as I say, 6 weeks ago now. And I literally just fell over, no reason for it, just I think the toe of my shoe just hit a little bit of an uneven surface. We were walking the dogs, it wasn't anything to do with the dogs or anything, and I just fell forward. Basically, that was it. I was in absolute agony immediately, got taken to hospital, kept in overnight. I've broken my humerus. It's in 5 different pieces in here. Now, one consultant wanted to operate on me in the morning, like the following morning, and he sort of marked me up with the arrows, and you know they use marker pen on you and stuff, don't they? But he said that they would call for a meeting in the morning with the other team that came on in the morning shift, because I saw the night team. And then they decided that they would try to do it this way, which I think is they refer to it as conservatively. Because I have other illnesses, I've got rheumatoid arthritis probably being one of the main ones. I have lots of other things like diabetes, stuff like that. But about 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, something like that, the arthritis, it went into my lungs. It's kind of very unusual for it to happen. It can happen, it can go into your heart as well. You're dead unlucky, believe me, if you get it in either of those organs, your lungs or your heart. And I was extremely ill. I mean, I was literally, well, I'm very lucky to be here. Let's just put it that way. They were very surprised I'm still here because of the effect it had on my lungs. I had a lot of treatment for that. Because it is quite a rare thing and they don't see it often, obviously I had and it took a long time for them to discover it. It wasn't like they even knew what it was immediately, because it's not something they would automatically say, oh, it's that. It took a long time, and I was in hospital a long time. You know, waiting for diagnoses and stuff like that. So there was my rheumatologist, there was the respiratory team, and they had to bring in the thoracic team from the Royal Brompton in London. Once they all kind of got together and decided they knew what it was, it was like treating me the way forward sort of thing. So they decided that the best way for me was to have chemotherapy. I had chemotherapy every 2 weeks for 6 months. And it wasn't because I had cancer, it was because of this lung condition that they needed somehow to get rid of a lot of these cells that were in my lungs, and the choice was, let's try this. So, I mean, obviously I'm going to go along with what they tell me to, because, you know, my life's in their hand at the end of the day. So I did that. That was tough. That was pretty tough going. I couldn't really spend any time with my grandchildren or anything. If I saw them, I had to see them outside, because I couldn't be in a confined space with them just because of any germs, that type of stuff, you know, that scenario. I think I had that year, I probably had maybe 8 admissions to hospital through sort of the ill health and everything. Anyway, I'm a lot further on than that now, obviously, and it was very successful. But I still have a lung disease because of it. The only way I can describe it is, you know, coral. When you bring coral out of the water, when you buy coral, when you see coral and it's hard, isn't it? That's what the bottom of my lungs are like. Both sides. So I've got the capacity of, say, one lung but over my 2 lungs. So my sats are always very low. Just naturally, they're very low now. And then of course, when I have, like, when I was in hospital with this, when I fell and did this, my sats were like so low. You know, they were really ridiculously low. As was my blood pressure. So they have a lot to sort of weigh up because of my lung situation. And they weren't happy to immediately give me a general anaesthetic. They wanted to wait and try this conservative method first, which I'm, okay, let's try it, obviously. And so the idea is, with this method, you have, I mean, this is like got all rods in it and everything, and the weight of it drags your shoulder down, and the weight of it is supposed to align the bones sort of back because the weight's pulling on it, and that's supposed to help the bones to eventually heal. That's where I am at the moment. I go back again next week on the 26th to have more x-rays, see the consultant, see what's going on. To see if they have a different plan or if they're still going to carry on. The only thing with carrying on with this is it can take anything up to 9 to 12 months for it to sort of heal properly. Yeah, that's a long time to live like this. The pain, the discomfort, the awkwardness. Whereas if they could do surgery within 6 weeks of the surgery, well, immediately my arm wouldn't be hurting me anymore. It would just be getting over the, you know, post-surgery. But my arm wouldn't hurt anymore because they would plate and pin it, which means all the bones would be held back together and I'd be able to move my arm again. Right now, it's just like, my hand doesn't feel like mine. It feels like it's all held together with an elastic band. You know, it's all like this. I can feel the bones going up and down each other. I can hear the crunching. It's just horrible. It makes me feel sick, and I'm living on a really strong painkillers all of the time, and I have done solidly now for 6 weeks, and that has its own effects to it as well. So I don't know, it's the lesser two evils, but I can only be governed by what they prefer to do because, you know, they know best. So that's kind of it at the moment. I mean, my lungs, I regularly, maybe once a year, twice a year, depends on how many colds I get. But often I go in and have bronchioscopies. If you don't know what bronchioscopy is, it's just a day, I get taken in as a day case to hospital. And I have sedation, and then you go into theatre and you're sat up, and basically what it is, they go down through your nose into your lungs, They do one nostril, one lung at a time. There's quite a lot of people in the theatre. They're trying to keep you calm, they're talking to you, because I remember the very first one I ever had, I felt like I was drowning, because basically what they do is they put fluid into your lung and then they suck it all up and give it all a good clean out, send some of that off to the lab to get it checked, and then they repeat it on the other side. The procedure's horrible. I hate the procedure, but after the procedure I just feel amazing, because after having colds all through the winter, etc., and coughs where things build up, because I can't naturally do any coughing up, I know it sounds horrible, but I can't, because where the bottom of my lungs are like solid, I can't do it. They have to go in and take everything out. So afterwards I can actually feel like I can breathe. So I welcome it when they say, look, okay, we need to bring you in for that. As much as I absolutely hate the procedure, I feel huge benefits afterwards. So that's kind of why we haven't gone down the route of surgery at the moment. But I'm not ruling it out, because they did say if they end up having to do it, they would try to get a specialised team together. So there would be respiratory, rheumatology, all the specialists there, to sort obviously to manage me while I'm under, etc. So say, because all the other things I've got going on that they worry about. And it's the same with like medication and stuff for my, I mean, I have to inject and everything for my arthritis now, and I'm on a huge amount of tablets, but everything that I'm on, they have to be okayed by each specialist, and they work together on it, because some things that are beneficial for my arthritis are really not good for my lungs. So my respiratory consultant will say, well, no. And then the things that are good for my lungs would be really bad when it comes to the arthritis. So they constantly work together and say, okay, so let's go down this route, let's go down this route. So that's where we are with regards to surgery at the moment. Now I'm not kidding you, I always put on a smile, and when I'm on my channel and everything, people say to me, oh, you know, you're coping really well and you're looking really good. I have my moments, honestly, I really have my moments, be sure about that. I'm one of these people that on my own, I have my sad moments, and I do only have them on my own. In front of other people, I put on a smile. I'm great at giving people advice. I don't often take my own advice. I'm the world's worst for taking my own advice. But I've always been like that. I don't know whether it's because I just don't whinge and moan, really. I do all of it in private. I'm an extrovert in lots of ways, but when it comes to my own feelings and dealing with things, I'm very private, very private. Yeah, so I guess by being like that, sometimes people think, oh, you're coping really well. They don't need any help, because she's doing it. She's really coping really well. It's just me. It's just my makeup. You can't help who you are, can you? You know. And so I could never moan about it if like people don't offer me help, because I'd be like, oh no, I'm fine. Don't worry about that. I can do that. That's fine. And then I'm like, how am I going to do it? I don't know how to do it. Oh my God, this is going to be such an awkward thing to do. But you know, that's me. So yeah, I've had a little whinge. Yeah, so I thought I'd just bring you all up today as to what's going on. Yeah, I mean, I had to go back up last week to the hospital because I could feel soreness under here. And I've actually got a couple of sores under here, just where the weather's been so hot lately here in the UK. everyone who lives here will tell you it's been so warm, and I've just been sweating like a flipping pig, honestly, especially under this. And I've just got a bit sore. So they had to take this back off, wash my arm and dress it, and put this on my arm now to sort of help with the absorption of any, you know, sweat. Let's say what it is, it's sweat, isn't it? Yeah, and that was like that. I felt that set me back a little bit because the pain was intense. I started to think to myself, oh, it's getting a little bit better, you know. Yeah, I was like fooled by that, because the minute they took this back off, I realised it's really not much better at all. So I don't know, I'm not holding up much hope when I go back next week. Either way, I don't know what they're going to say. I honestly can't say I know which direction they're going to go in. If they say we need to go down the surgery route now, because actually for your arm to carry on being healed conservatively, it should have reached this stage by now. It will worry me, because the thought of having to undergo surgery, the scar don't bother me at all, because they did say they'd cut me from here down to here sort of thing. That doesn't bother me. I'm too old to worry about that now. But it's the healing. I don't heal particularly well. I take a long time to heal. And they did say, you know, obviously things like infection in the bone, infection in the wounds, but I guess if I could get home from hospital sooner rather than later, I'd heal better, because let's face it, doctors' waiting rooms and hospitals are full of bugs, aren't they? So the sooner I could get out of there would be better, I think. Anyway, I'm sort of like ahead of myself a little bit, because I don't know what they're going to do, but obviously I'm trying to think of all the scenarios so that when they say one or the other, I'm sort of a little bit more prepared for it. As for carrying on like this, I don't know how much more of it I can take. I know it's only been 6 weeks, but it's been a difficult 6 weeks, because I think if you're in plaster and you're waiting for 6 weeks, it's one thing. Your limb is held still. Mine isn't. And so the bones are moving. When I move, they move. And let me tell you, I've had 6 kids and I've had them all naturally. And I'd rather have all 6 of those over again than this. Okay, it's bad. Yeah, anyway, that's where we are. So let's like pick the mood up, and I'm going to eat my banana now, and I have got something to show you. I had a beautiful gift sent to me by another YouTuber, Antonio, and we both subscribe to each other's channel, and I will put a link to Antonio's channel down below in the comments box. But he sent me a beautiful gift this week. Oh, it's so lovely. And I'll show it to you a bit later on, because I popped it away upstairs, so I need to go get it. Hi my loves. Okay, so in here is everything that Antonio sent me. I'll show it to you. Okay, firstly, he sent me a really beautiful mug, which is downstairs in the kitchen at the moment. I'll show that to you in a minute. Well, first thing I'm picking out are these 2 beautiful soaps. They're clay soaps, and they're shaped in a heart. And on the label, it says Melt and Pour. So that's the base that it's being made out of. It's the soap and pour base. And they are clay soaps. I'd be interested to use those. As part of the Marks and Spencer's floral collection, got a beautiful little guest soap here. It's lavender. And another one, which is Lily of the Valley. Love Lily of the Valley, one of my favourite flowers. I've also got here 3 tea lights, which are always coming in handy. That one reminds me of like flamingo-y colour. Don't think it's coming across quite as on camera. Then you've got this really sort of pale pink lavender-ish colour, and then this one is a blue, navy blue. Everything was beautifully tied up with this blue ribbon. The other thing I had are some paper clips that Antonio has decorated himself, and these will have a lot of uses. You see, little cupcakes. And then I've got another two here. There you go. So that's the other two cupcakes. I also had two cards that he's made that I can use. This one it's plain for me to be able to use, and it says on the front, happy birthday. Look how pretty that is, and comes in its own little envelope. And again, another one, but this one says thanks on the front, and I'll pop that in its own little envelope as well here. And I also had a personal card from Antonio as well, and it's on the front, it says simple and sweet, and I'm sure he won't mind me reading it. It says, dear Leslie Ann, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It means a lot to me, Antonio, and a few kisses at the bottom. Yeah, beautifully made. And all it leaves now is for me to show you the mug that he sent me. Yeah, so that was the mug that he sent me. I'm absolutely loving it. I've used it loads already. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this little catch up with me. This video won't be on my channel until Wednesday. So if you are watching it today, it is Wednesday. So fingers crossed for tomorrow when I go back to the hospital. Because it'd be Thursday tomorrow. So yeah, fingers crossed, everything crossed, legs the lot crossed. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed this little catch up. If you have enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you as part of my little YouTube family. Press the notification bell if you want to see more. But until then, my loves, I will see you in the next one, and take care. Take care. Don't be like me. Don't. Take care. See you soon.